And lights up Parents Edition for November. Welcome. This is our way to communicate and co-parent with you, the parents of our Bronx Arts Scholars. I'm Richard Gonzalez. I'm the principal of Bronx Arts Middle. Welcome to this month's edition. What we want to remind you is that middle school matters. It matters so much that this is what determines where they will go to high school. That's why we have developed the middle school method here at Bronx Arts Middle, guaranteed to build a solid foundation for high school and beyond. It starts with the artist process. This is where we teach our scholars to work and approach their work like artists, meaning that when things get difficult, they never give up. They will always persevere. They always practice to get better and practice some more. They're open to feedback and they can give feedback too with an open mind, and they realize that there are many ways to express something artistically. They're a respectful audience member and a respectful performer. That's the artist process, and they do that in all their arts classes and bring it to bear on their academics as well. To help them when frustration comes, and frustration will come as young artists, we use growth mindset. Growth mindset. There are two types of mindsets, the growth and the fixed mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you think that you can either do something or you cannot. You stick to only what you know and you don't like receiving feedback. And if you get frustrated, you give up easily. That's not what we want our scholars to do. We want them to have a growth mindset and want them to believe and know that they can develop their abilities, and that comes through hard work. Challenges help you grow. Feedback is constructive, and effort is absolutely necessary because nothing comes easy. There is always work involved, and that hard work, however, makes your brain bigger and stronger and makes you a better person. And what guides all of it is our base. Bronx Arts Soaring Scholars, be your best always, attend school each day, show respect, and succeed academically. That's what we expect all of our scholars to do each and every day. They get a total of 4 points each class that they achieve and meet these, or they can be deducted too. And we use that for incentives each and every month. So make sure that you log into Kickboard and see your scholar's base score. And speaking of that, here are our parent resource reminders. At Bronx Arts, we have made the job of parenting a middle schooler as easy as we possibly can. And that is by providing you these resources like Kickboard. Kickboard is the way that you can track your scholars' conduct, how they're behaving, and the base points they are earning in all of their classes practically in real time. All what you need is a login and a password, and if you need that still, you can speak with Ms. Monegro or Ms. Williams here at the school, and they will get you set up on Kickboard, as well as PowerSchool. PowerSchool is our gradebook system we have here at Bronx Arts Middle, and we urge all parents to have a login and a password so that they can go in and daily, weekly check their scholars' grades in the teacher's gradebook. Right there they can see the grades. Only theirs, not the others. So that is PowerSchool. If you do not have a login for PowerSchool, make sure that you see Ms. Williams for that. We now want to tell you what happened actually at BAM these past couple of weeks since our first installment. The theater majors and Section 604, where they had their first Broadway treat. We went to go see Come From Away, a beautiful musical here in the theater district on Broadway. There we are outside of the theater. The scholars had a wonderful time seeing true professionals at their craft. And then for the October festivities of Halloween, we had our Kusama Pumpkin Day. Yayo Kusama is a Japanese artist, and she became most famous for infinity rooms where she decorated these sculptures of pumpkins. Well, the scholars had their opportunity to create their own pumpkins. There we were on October 31st, 200 plus pumpkins being painted by our scholars. It was a very, very fun-filled and artistic day for the scholars. The dance majors had the opportunity to go to the Joyce Theater. The Joyce Theater is a world-renowned dance theater here in New York City. Exclusively for dance performances, they saw a performance that blended classical ballet and hip-hop at the Joyce. Bronx Arts Middle is a reading school, and that is why we are encouraging you parents to make sure you see your scholar always with a book that is their independent reading and not something from curriculum, but each scholar should have a book outside of the school's curriculum that they are reading on their own independently. We are trying to build better readers because better readers are better scholars. Now that the weather has become much colder, we want to share with you some news that we found out about our building and what the DOE's rules and regulations are for allowing students to come in earlier than the time allotted during cold weather. The DOE regulation is that unless it is snowing or there is ice on the playground, or in our case, the sidewalks, or the wind chill factor is below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, then the temperature alone will change the outdoor building time or play. That is the only time that we can alter when scholars could come into the school building, is if it meets those wintry conditions. So it's time to bundle up the kids and make sure that they stay nice and warm before we can open up the doors at 7:50 each and every morning. Coming up at Bronx Arts Middle in the next coming days and weeks, we have the following happening. We have our Thanksgiving potluck. It's going to be Wednesday, November 27, 2019. Now, we sent home some letters, and hopefully your scholars shared those with you, because we want your help. Of course, we at BAM are going to have a Thanksgiving Day. We want our families here with us, so please make sure that you see this form. This is the top part of the form where it calls for our Thanksgiving potluck volunteers. The middle portion is what you could contribute, either a meat dish, salad, vegetable, or a starch dish. And the last bottom part is where you volunteer your time. We need volunteers from 7:50 to 9, 9 to 10, to serve food. That's going to be from 10 to 12, and of course the cleanup from 12 to 1. We will end early that day on Wednesday. Scholars will be leaving at the 1 o'clock hour. Please, if you can, contribute and volunteer your time to our potluck for Thanksgiving. We would certainly appreciate it. If you do not have a form and you need one, do not hesitate in contacting the school. Ms. Monegro, Ms. Williams, or Ms. Rivera each can help get a form to you. Report cards have been will be mailed out on November 19th. They'll be the report cards for our first quarter, mailed to each home November 19th. Our after-school program continues. Remember that is every Tuesday and Thursday. After school is a commitment that you make. Please, once you've signed up for after school, we expect your scholar to be there each and every time after school is in session. And we're going to begin our response to intervention, RTI, which is extra help for scholars needing it in reading or math. Each scholar will be sent a letter. Those letters go out with the report cards tomorrow to let you know where your scholar qualifies for additional help in the afternoons. RTI is on Mondays and Fridays, and it's from 3:30 to 4:15. And there are some opt-in options for our families where you can select to have your scholar stay for additional help if you feel necessary. Those letters will be going with the report cards tomorrow. We want to remind you that there is no school on November 28th or the 29th. That is for our Thanksgiving holiday observance. And remember, you can't spell smart without arts. Thank you, and I'll see you next time for Lights Up Parent Edition.